Hello, I'm Edward Frizzell and I am commentating on this GCSE performance. Joining me is Simon Jeffrey, who also has a part in the play Bouncers, although not this one.
Yes.
You play Lucky Eric in yours, don't you?
I do. So we're going to be examining whose is better.
I think it's clear from the start that it's going to be a close race.
Yes.
Of course, I played Judd in this. You can see me on screen now. I am, of course, the middle right one who's shaking his arms.
And of course you have Stephen Murray on the left
Stephen Murray, yes.
as Ralph.
Yes, he does play Ralph.
Andrew Hodges as Lucky Eric. And Stephen
Jake
Turney as Les.
This beatbox section, I can remember we came up with on the day. It's always been a part of the script Bouncers, and a lot of the other groups did it. I can't remember the exact reason why on the day we decided that we should do it.
On the day?
Yeah, well, when we were rehearsing, we never rehearsed this, or it's never part of our version.
Yes.
But it was just decided during the day that we would do this, so I got put on the beatbox, as it were. I can remember I was spitting all over my hand because I was not an accomplished beatboxer back then.
I like this bit.
Stephen Murray is fantastic in this.
Decent singer.
He is. He went through to a regional finalist on Stars in Their Eyes, I believe.
Is that so?
Yes, after someone watched it, West Side Story. No, seriously.
I'd better be accurate, otherwise...
I'm very sorry for damaging Stephen Murray's reputation there.
Of course, you get a nice shot of the audience made up of Stephen McDade, Paul White, and
Sophie Parker, I believe. It's Matthew Barr.
Matthew Barr.
Graham Arkley.
Graham Arkley.
Is that Ryan Birkin?
Yeah, it's going to be a hand-picked audience.
Specified preview audience.
So was this heavily rehearsed, or was a lot of it? Does it change each time?
This was weird for me, especially because I like to improvise a lot. But these bits we tended to rehearse specific to each movement. So
yeah, I remember during rehearsals, a lot of our own would change from like rehearsal to rehearsal.
yeah,
And you just experiment, really, don't you?
yeah, you do. But I mean, it's just odd for Bouncers. I guess we kind of took it seriously because it was our first drama exam ever. We
Yeah.
being marked on. We want it to be solid, so we were more inclined to, get it right.
Well paced soon.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it fast. I think that's mainly because we had a lot to get through. I think we can see Daniel Jarman there.
Oh, yes.
Left and right.
Another hand-picked audience. They auditioned for it. Golden ticket winners.
Kit Kat bars.
Yes.
Not Willy Wonka, because that would be copyright.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I dropped my cup of tea. Not obviously spilling it, but...
So, this is, of course, Bouncers by John Godber.
Godber, Ledge,
Godber,
he wrote
yes.
Teachers and Shakers and
Yes.
all manners of professions.
All manners of things ending in ers. No, but by this time we'd already seen the drama festival performance, hadn't we?
Yeah, that was 2002, this
Yes.
was 2003.
Which is the main feature on this DVD.
Yes.
Um,
Fine performance, might I add.
this is you were always in their shadow from then on, really, weren't you?
Well, yes, I mean,
The outstanding performance.
these performances have nothing on the real performance.
I mean, you can honestly say there's not a wrong step in the performances. of any.
No, there's Mr. Birkin is top form, as is, well, all the teachers are.
Yes.
I mean, it's just well done.
Never thought of Mr. Wood was a drama type before.
No, I just never associated him with it, but no, that's a brilliant job in it.
So, what happened at the start? Were you given your parts, or did you choose them?
Well, Fryer was our teacher back then, and he dished out the play and chose the group.
Legend.
And I was lucky enough to get a pretty darn decent group. I can remember at the time being worried, but I shouldn't have been, just because it was the guys, and I just felt less of a guy than the others. But I mean, we got our parts given to us, but I can remember speaking with Odges and discussing whether we should switch, because I was originally Lucky Eric.
Well, why was the switch then? What was the reason for it?
I can remember reading the script when we got given to them, and Eric had a lot of lines. And another reason was having like we say, just seen bouncers.
Yeah.
The performance, there was a rather crude shower scene that I was scared would end up in the script and wanted to avoid.
So you'd chosen the parts before you knew which extract you were going to do. Was that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you looked at the script and said, "Oh, blimey, there's a lot of lines." Give it to Andrew if he doesn't realise.
Well, back then, I'm never really that good at remembering lines, I'll be honest. It tends to be dress rehearsal, I'm still wanting a script.
Well, let's not forget the Joe Egg incident, where you had several scripts hidden on stage.
During the performance of A Day in the Death of Joe Egg,
Yes.
2004, I believe. A year afterwards.
Fair enough.
Oh, 5.
You can borrow my handbag anytime, sweetie.
No,
No, 4.
4.
You're right.
You know, steady on.
Oh, what?
We're trying to start something here, Eric.
Could be.
We're trying to encourage a conflict situation.
Might be, Mr.
Well, I know what you
Incar.
mean, though. It's almost like
Now,
these two, Andrew and Stephen, did seem almost perfect for bouncers, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't. It's certainly the case with mine. I didn't feel quite as well suited to the part as
Remember that
Daniel and
rugby union trip that came down?
Bar.
I mean, certainly looking at myself there, if you saw me standing like that with that appearance, the first thing you think isn't bouncer.
Usher.
Usher, perhaps. Cinema usher. Or funeral director or something, but certainly not a bouncer. To make us more look like bouncers, we came up with the idea of wearing little headsets, which,
Oh, the earpiece.
yeah,
Yeah. That was good, yeah.
don't know if that affected our grade at all, but
But it was like an original thing no one else did, wasn't it?
yeah, no one else was wearing
So
it.
you did this
animals to a man.
upper class student type thing as well, didn't you?
No, stop.
Yes, a lot of people didn't do this scene, did they?
They thought it was funny.
I know my group did,
Never talking to one.
but you were mostly just the bouncers, weren't you?
Yeah, Stephen Murray's brother, older brother, had done the play a few years before, and he had got top marks for the extracts their group chosen.
Right.
So we just took their script, which is I shouldn't reveal, that's cheating, isn't it? But
Not necessarily.
Oh my good man.
Got the grades now anyway.
Leave one out.
No, leave it out.
Yes.
Relax for him. We're only having a bit of a laugh.
I think it was a good move just to kind of stick to the bouncers. It lets you kind of.
When you want to go do it.
You get more time to develop a character without having to switch to be someone else.
yes, it also feels more like a story.
Me.
And watching the extracts, there isn't. By the end of it, there isn't really a story, apart from the idea that it's just a night with some bouncers.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the reasons I think we probably wouldn't have done stuff like the men as women scenes was probably because it doesn't really help the story along.
I did like how you put it. You did the actor's version. I did the pantomime version.
Yeah, that's my way of putting it.
Drunken chaps here to drink it.
So at the start, the other possibilities you could have got given. Would you have been
Don't touch me. That'll be
disappointed if you got, say, Metamorphosis or Shake? Not Shakers. You wouldn't have got Shakers, but Our Country's Good.
Our Country's Good back then probably would have been right. It would have been a very serious role. I think I probably would have played. but having done it at A level, it probably would have put me off.
Broken me. Let
Um,
that one hit broke.
otherwise, what teachers? I would have liked to have done teachers. That would have been cool. Obviously, I would have liked to have done shakers. Metamorphosis. I don't know. Maybe if it was the main guy who gets his, the burden,
Yeah.
but turns into an insect, doesn't it? But I mean,
If I'd got there, I think I'd have been thinking there are certain people who are much more suited to this kind of thing. They'll do it a lot better than I would.
yeah, it's true.
It's more abstract than this, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I know I was glad to get it,
Yeah. Very, very
but I wouldn't have minded really teachers or anything. But
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm certainly glad I got bouncers. I mean, and look at finally being able to see these performances again. It just reminds me how much fun I had doing it.
we never thought we'd ever see these again.
No.
Kind of get recorded and
Different attractions.
I don't know, the examiner takes them off. I don't know.
And then they just get lost, presume, is it?
Gather dust on the shelves.
Yeah. We were lucky enough for the school, kind enough to lend these out
Yes.
for us to do this. And it is nice seeing old performances again, the way we were back then.
Yes. Especially like years later.
Yes.
Like, this is nostalgia.
And it tends to be that the performances aren't as bad as you remember, are they?
I remember in mine, which we will be recording after.
Look at them lights.
I remember doing a bit of a fluff on stage, sort of freezing up a bit.
Them lights.
And at the time, when you do that on stage, it feels like a long time.
Them flats.
Yeah, that is true.
Them flats. He's a bloody genius.
But yeah, I can remember when doing Bouncer, you just had a lot of fun. The guys in the group, they were great. I can remember always making jokes with Stephen Murray, which is who I worked on with in West Side Story.
Yeah, I've been in. I was in 2.
He's a good actor. I want to know.
Reliable,
He's solid.
consistently good.
Yes, but that does not mean default.
No, not at all.
Jake Turney, he's fine performances. I'm sure he marked up somewhere. I can remember the 4 of us talking about it and telling him it doesn't matter.
Was he a bit concerned about it then?
He must have been.
That's it's a nice image, that, isn't it?
There is a nice, iconic image, yeah.
Well, we can only hope Ryan Burton's enjoying the performance. And Daniel Jarman.
Looks to be. There's the examiner.
But more to the point, yes, the examiner. See, my group didn't do any of the speeches.
It does.
No, we like the idea of doing the speeches just because. Plus, with the exams you've got to fill 5 minutes, haven't you? Each role has got to have 5 minutes.
That's the criteria, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were like, well, if you do the speeches, then
Speech is a nice chance.
to show off your acting ability. And Odgers, it's pretty. There's nothing wrong with it, is there? There's nothing. A lot of times when you watch exam pieces, you're looking for stuff that's wrong. And it's nice to know that when you look at this stuff, there isn't really anything wrong. The only things I pick up on is like me shifting weight a lot.
Yeah.
Shifting from leg to leg. But I suppose in the terms of a bouncer,
Yeah, I was going to say, if you've ever seen the bouncers, they stand outside all evening. A lot of them will just sort of stand around moving about and that.
yeah,
But you've got to make sure it looks intentional.
rather than
Because
unintentional.
it can look a bit of
I just don't know.
a bit amateurish. Can't it?
I can remember back then as well. I used to be scared about what I could do with my hands because sometimes when a lot of people act, they're like
Always the
holding the
question,
bottom
isn't
of their coat and
Yeah.
putting them in their pocket. And luckily with bouncers, it's just a lot of hands crossed and.
There's always a question, isn't it? What shall I be doing with my hands? You just got to think, what would you be doing?
I don't think it's meant to be wild chimps at that point, but
Wasn't it like ninjas in the teacher's version?
I think it was ninjas in the teacher's.
Language of love, is that Eric?
You can see the grade getting knocked down at that point. I was A, so far, no, B. What was a B you got, yes?
Yes, it was a B for this performance.
What about the other people? Do you know what they got?
I just got a B.
Yeah.
Murray, I got an A. I don't know. Jake,
It wouldn't be unjustified.
no, certainly not. It's my one close-up, my one laugh of the
Oh, oh.
play.
Expertly delivered there.
Thanks, although I do kind of laugh there. Although I think it's part of the performance rather than me just going,
Well, we'll pass it off as that.
yes. The good thing is they don't get remarked, so
Yes.
the grade I got is the grade I got. This is quite a long version, isn't it? This version of our version. And I mean, in terms of the exams, I remember when watching it back for the first time, it's like,
I believe it's about 22 minutes, which is maybe a little over, but only by a couple of minutes.
so I mean, not to sound big-headed, but it doesn't feel overlong, does it?
No, I think it doesn't feel over long because I think you had a longer extract and you did it kind of faster paced rather than kind of a slowly paced thing that lasts the same amount of time.
Yeah,
But you'd actually get through less pages in the script or something.
yeah.
But I don't think I would enjoy being an examiner, you know, because you just you have to sit and watch the same play being acted half a dozen times a day.
Mm. Which is kind of is an incentive to do something differently.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like-
certainly with this version of Judd, I mean, he's supposed to be, I don't know, how would you describe Judd?
Sorry,
Sorry.
fellas, but rules.
I'd say he's a bit slow, isn't he?
He is, and I certainly do that. It's just, I made him oblivious rather than I'm right, you're wrong. If that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Mark, drive the Mini,
Oh,
car
yeah.
keys in hand, open neck shirt, even in winter.
I think I might have enjoyed being Judd. I think it was a good part.
It's good.
Alas, I was
Mr.
not.
Evening,
Yeah, but
waiter.
as you say, you know, if you're going to sit through and watch the same play and, you know, sometimes it's the same exact extract being performed, it gives you an incentive to try and think
Don't get clever with me, son.
past what other people might do.
Mm.
So it's like, oh, that's a bit obvious.
Let's take it to the next level.
Under circumstances, a rather
I
good
just realised
idea.
I'm wearing my
That's it.
prom tux jacket today.
Yes.
It's shut!
It's shut!
Oh, very white teeth back then. Shows up well on film, or should I say VHS.
Where you come going?
I love this. Just because they're holding their hands with their as if they're Mohicans. Not sure if the audience gets that.
I only just did. I love that little break in his voice.
Come on, man, we're not going to cause any trouble
I didn't
here.
get the Mohican thing, I don't think.
We're not gonna let you in.
I thought it was like a glove on your head. Obviously, that's my limited imagination.
Hey, Ruffy.
Yeah, actually. Do you know what, mate?
I think one thing I've noticed during the exams is that the jokes don't get as much laughs as they probably should have done. I think this is maybe because the people in the audience are thinking, yeah, this exam should be serious.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's careful not to put off the performers, and if there's a huge applause and
Here we go.
it will drown out lines, or they'll have to stop for it to die down, and it'll be more like a live panto or something
Yeah.
rather than an examining piece.
That's evening.
You members? You what?
It's nice that the camera's getting in closer, because sometimes it's
hard
just
to
a
tell.
locked off wide shot,
Yeah.
and it's like from the back of the audience or something.
Just add some variety on this.
Get that bad. It's only 34. Right, lads. Coming.
It's weird to see you younger though, isn't it, on film?
Hmm.
A healthier self.
Certainly me, yes. Though, what do you reckon? Do you think you look nervous on stage, or
Me?
yeah?
Perhaps somewhat. simply because it's an exam.
You're always aware of the fact you're being marked, aren't you?
Yeah.
In the toilet.
And it is the point that you only get one.
Yeah.
It's not as if, yeah, you get the one and then you get the second leg.
Should we try? Can we start again? No.
Keeping your feet on the
I mean, that's, during my time at Red Boy, I've seen some mistakes
Yeah.
in play. I mean, some just real cringeworthy stuff. But
It's hard to watch sometimes when, because you feel for them, don't they? And you're stuck up and they've missed a line or they've someone's just gone blank.
yeah, I mean, the important thing is to work your way out of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And most importantly, I think, is just to not come out of character.
yeah, the easiest thing to do is go,
Because that happened in one of the A-level performances, didn't it?
yeah, well, someone swore, didn't
Dad,
they?
come here.
Yeah.
Ah,
Mess
it.
up, so have a oh, Sean. Check this one out.
Yes, I think. But the thing is, I think in that case, it happened near the end, like near the start of the play, and by the end, I think it had been forgiven.
They probably made up for
forgotten
it, yeah.
This well-known
because it was a
phrase.
good performance.
Shit, Mrs. Thatcher is a.
Hey, hey, Albert.
It's not really relevant at the moment, that line.
Mrs. is a.
No, it's
I mean, when was Bouncers written?
we're going to assume it was possibly around the time. It certainly wasn't before.
No.
What's more?
Late 80s, early
Have you
90s.
seen this?
I did
Bloody hell.
This is a bit of a
Well, you seen this?
slapstick almost, isn't it? It's,
It is.
it's certainly not
Christ.
realistic.
Look at yours there.
Go away, you brother.
Not that, no.
That's an offensive
The whole,
one.
like, the winch
I'm not
action.
the winding
The
up.
winding.
I'm not even sure if that's in the script. I think they did it in the real.
They did it in the performance. I don't know if it was in the script or you just decided that worked well. Let's borrow it.
Perhaps a bit of a lot.
But you can also tell that
Right. Bit of care, look.
the audience is larger than it was for a lot of the performances, and do you reckon that is because of Amden?
I would think that's the main reason there was a lot of people there. That's the end of it.
See? Not over long.
So I bet you thought it'd go on for much longer.
Oh, well done. You certainly deserved your grade.
And there's the credits. Bye.